All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. We're back again with another live stream, bringing you this time the match preview between Manchester City versus Chelsea. FA Cup third round is upon us, and I have to say, we've got to win this. I don't know what else to say. I mean, last time around when we played them in the Premier League, I said, fine, expected loss. Our form, not that great, and we're not in the best of morale. But off the back of that match that we played against Man City, it showed me that we can play. We can play if we want to. If we want to put our head and our focus in a particular match, we can perform. So I expect now to take that performance to another level. Do you know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure Man City are going to, rotate. Obviously, we're going to rotate, but then again, does it really matter, our rotation? Because a lot of our players are injured anyway. So potentially you're going to see same sort of players that played a couple of days ago against Man City where we lost 1-0. Potentially you're going to see them play. And you also have to, notice that this is the third time Graham Potter is going to play Manchester City. And it's about time we start winning now. It really is about time we start winning. This season, I don't know what sort of glory that we can get elsewhere, but FA Cup is one where I feel like let's go out there and eliminate Manchester City. I know it's not an easy task, but we should show some pride now. We really should show some pride and go out there and beat these guys. And I'm hoping Graham Potter, third time lucky. You've got to see this particular team quite frequently now. And also the fact that we're 10th and we haven't beaten any of the top 10 teams in front, 9 teams in front of us. He's got to start changing. He's really got to start changing this view, this perspective on us. Do you know what I mean? Like everyone's starting to say that we're just walkovers. We can't win against the big players. We need to start changing that. We need to start changing that view. And yeah, it was good to see, ladies and gentlemen, Graham Potter starting to be a bit aggro. He is starting to be a bit aggro. We're going to talk about this. Thank you to each and every one of you guys that has joined already. Smash the like button as soon as you've come through. Valen saying, Potter coming out with strong fight talk makes me want to give him a chance. No, absolutely. KB, good to see you. Sai Krishna, good to see you. RN, good to see you. Obviously, we'll have the watch along later on, ladies and gentlemen. And Sai will join me. Sai Krishna will join me. Hopefully, Ishan will join me as well. Ishan's message that he will join as well. So it'll be a good watch along, I hope. Yeah, good to see you. King Kai, Shubra, good to see you, my man. Can the footballing gods let us win this time? Hey, we've got to figure out a way. I mean, we can't be making the same mistakes over and over again. Like Graham Potter's got to find a way to get a victory. I'm sure, he's seen this team enough now to get himself a win. And I'm sure, he's quite fed up with losing as well. Like, I'm pretty certain a manager cannot be, appreciating the number of losses that we've had in recent times. So I'm sure he's gonna want to, make it right this time. Looks like Potter listening to All You Can Eat Chelsea. Yes. Do you know what? That all these quotes, we're going to go through these quotes. It makes me think Graham Potter is well aware. He's well aware of what the fan base is talking about. He's well aware what people are writing about him, and he's come out fighting and firing in all cylinders. So it's good to see. You should be aware. I don't like it when a manager is oblivious to everything that's going around. It's good that he's aware. It is actually very good that he's aware, and hopefully he's going to try and right the wrongs, I suppose. So yeah. Miz, it's the same players. You're being too optimistic that we can beat them. I mean, what do you want me to say, I suppose, Valan? I mean, surely I cannot come here and just keep saying we're going to lose. The performance that I saw a couple of days ago, that gave me heart. That gave me that belief that we can work on something. Do you know what I mean? We can take that as a reference point and then and then hopefully keep adding on to that and perhaps start getting a win. Because, or else, what's the point? What's the point if I'm just going to walk into every big match and just expect a loss? What is the point of this season? Like, that it's going to be quite embarrassing. Hello, Ms. Always enjoy and appreciate your thoughts. I feel we need to use young lads, Datro, Badiashile, and Omari. Yeah, what is the case with Badiashile? Can we actually use him? If we can use him, I'm all down for using Badiashile. I'm not really sure about Datro, if he's going to be thrown into the mix immediately like that. I think he's going to be part of the training sessions first, just get his head around things and then see whether he's actually going to be part of this particular squad. I suspect he's going to go on a loan because there are strong talks about Marcus Thuram. So once he comes in, I think you've got Aubameyang, you've got Kai Havertz, that seems like Graham Potter fancies up front. So I think David Datro Fofana is potentially going to be a loaned player. Sam Salam Miz, walaikum assalam, my brother. Is it worth waking up 3? I'm actually similar time to you as well. 3:30 a.m. for me. I will wake up, and is it worth getting up? Yeah, I can see your second note. Is it worth getting up 3:30 a.m. Sydney time? I'm going to wake up. I'm going to wake up and obviously do the watch along. I'm hoping. Are we back, ladies and gentlemen? We're back, yeah. Honestly, my Wi-Fi in my area is just. Anywho, man, what can I do? It is what it is. We're back. So yeah, what were we saying? Graham Potter. We were talking about Graham Potter. No, it is. It's great. It's great to see some anger in Graham Potter, and hopefully, the players respond. Hopefully, the players respond to that. Let's check out some of the latest quotes in regards to this. Yeah, welcome to KFC Wi-Fi, man. It's just so annoying, man. I can't. I've even complained to my provider. It's just there's no cure to it. There is absolutely no cure to it, and yeah, I don't know what else to do, man. It's just it's frustrating. Some days it's great, some days it's not, and then days like this, it's just pathetic. Anywho, this is what some of the quotes were from Graham Potter late yesterday. Obviously, there wasn't any there must have been a press conference, but I don't know whether it was telecasted. But these are some of the quotes that's floating around, and you can clearly see Graham Potter is agitated. He's frustrated. This is some of the quotes. Potter goes, "Of course, there is stuff that happens, but my responsibility is to come to you and speak as respectfully as I can, even though some of your questions are stupid." I think it was Matt Law that he was talking to. Obviously, he didn't mean his questions are stupid. I think he's talking about in general, the questions are stupid. I have to answer them as best I can, as respectfully as I can, because I have to answer them as best I can and as respectfully as I can, because I represent a fantastic club. So look, you can clearly see the tone of his conversation here. Like he's starting to feel the heat, and he's starting to give it back as well. Which is great to see. Further, he goes on to say, I think Pep was there a year before they won anything, and obviously Mikel Arteta and Jurgen Klopp took a bit of time at Arsenal and Liverpool. Obviously, it's maybe different for me for some reason. Look, yeah, he's got a point, but I suppose, Mikel Arteta, the team that he took over in Liverpool, that the team that, and don't forget, Mikel Arteta actually got a FA Cup as soon as he came in, and then obviously the team Liverpool took over. Well, Klopp took over from Liverpool. Wasn't I don't think it was as good as the squad that Graham Potter took over. I still don't think the squad that Graham Potter took over is good enough, but I think it was better than the Arsenal one and the Liverpool one that Arteta and Klopp respectively took over. Potter comes out fighting and says he gets off when Chelsea lose. I hide it well. You see me here. This isn't me all the time. Of course, there's time when I get cross and angry. I'm not a robot speaking like this all the time. I think he refers to the canners where he looks at, I'm not a can. I'm more confident now than when I started, because now I understand the players, squad, and what we need. Potter thinks he's had questions over the sack because of Potter thinks he's had questions over the sack because of the fire him under Roman Abramovich. So look, good to see that he's fired up, and let's see what he can do off the back of that. Let's see what you guys have to say. Let me know what you guys think about his anger. I like it, man. I really do. I like the fact that he's starting to show some character. He's starting to show some fire publicly, and hopefully this translates to the team. Hopefully the team and the squad looks at this and go, okay, do you know what? We need to step up for our gaffer. He's trying to do his level best. Let's see what we can do. So yeah, beautiful game. Shorts won. Thank you so much for the super chat, my man. I think his response was insecure, a loser's response. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't think it was a loser's response. I think it was. I feel like it was a response that he's aware what people are saying, and I'm absolutely okay with that. As Shubra is saying, he's showing his inner dog. Do you know what I mean? He's showing that there is that burning desire. I don't really think it's insecurity. He's just aware what's going on, and he's replying back. So I'm all okay with that, man. Miss, do you agree with Yunus said on Twitter that his anger should be directed to the players first? I mean, I'm pretty certain he talks to the players. I don't know if he publicly needs to show anger towards his players, and he's been saying it anyway in recent times that we've got to do better. I think recently he told his players to come in for a training session to work on some things tactically. So look, I don't necessarily need a manager to publicly, put the players under the bus, because that's when really it can start going pear-shaped for you. I'd rather managers talk behind the scenes to the players 1v1, or as a collective, talk about that. But I do appreciate managers showing some sort of anger and that fight, like the way Graham Potter did. He didn't throw any of the players under the bus, but he was frustrated about the situation. And I like that, because hopefully the players are seeing this and they can take this information and now show some character, I suppose. Do you know what I mean? So hopefully it goes from there. Potter is fired up in his press talking. I hope this will fire up the players who are starting today. This is what I'm hoping. I'm hoping his attitude, brushes off on the players. He shouldn't be doing it because it's not him. Players will see through it and lose trust. Exactly. I don't necessarily want him to come out and talk about the players. I really don't. Thanks for all the great content, Miz. Much appreciated, my man. Kazmi Shubra saying, who knows? His anger is articulated towards the players. Who knows? Who knows? His anger is not articulated towards the players. Indirectly, probably it is. I mean, he's showcasing a particular characteristic, which is off the back of poor performances from the players. So in essence, this anger, you can say it is kind of directed to the players, isn't it? So it kind of makes sense. Matt Chills, good to see you. He's going to batter the players publicly. Keep it at Cobham. He's going to batter the players publicly. Keep it at Cobham. Yeah, absolutely. Keep it at Cobham. If Chelsea sign Enzo, will strengthen the Chelsea team. Look, I don't know what's going on with the Enzo stuff, man. I think it's not happening. If he calls players out, he will lose the locker room. Exactly right. Exactly right. From special one to the ordinary one. Look, Graham Potter. Before we start doing the lineup, ladies and gentlemen, 192 people live right now. Let's smash the like, man. Let's get those likes up to well over 100, ladies and gentlemen. Push those likes. This is how we're going to grow the channel. We're getting closer and closer to 20,000 subscribers. So let's push those likes, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoy the interaction, enjoy the conversation, enjoy all the content this channel comes up with, please smash the like button, get those likes up to well over 100. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe. Now, before we do the lineup, I just want to say, look, Graham Potter took over the club at, in extreme circumstances. Let's be honest. When Thomas Tuchel got sacked, it wasn't as if the team was performing. Team was still showcasing the same issues. Regardless of what you think about the Thomas Tuchel sacking, was it right, was it wrong? That aside, when Graham Potter took over, it wasn't the easiest times. Do you remember where we were in Champions League? He dragged us out and got us first in the group stage in a very sticky situation. Obviously, hell of a lot of injuries that has taken place, and then there was the World Cup, and of course, the form hasn't been great. He's having to learn these new players. He's having to understand them, and then now after the World Cup, obviously, it's another. You've got to rekindle. You've got to regel again. You've got to start redo again. This guy hasn't had a pre-season with us, and we're hoping now during this January window he can get some players. He hasn't even got any of his players. All the players that we brought in, I don't even think these are truly Graham Potter type of players. Aubameyang, I honestly don't think is a Graham Potter type of players. Now, having said all of that, yes. We're going to be patient, and we understand it's tough times that he's taken over. But having said all of that, you as a Premier League experienced manager, you need to show some grit, some determination. You got to be able to do certain things, certain basic things when you take over, just to make us difficult to beat. Much like what Eddie Howe did with Newcastle. We don't expect the world, but we at least don't expect like a flimsy, a vulnerable, a very easy to beat team. We expect certain level of characteristics. So that's where I have an issue with Graham Potter's initial stages, because I feel like too many times we've lost easily, do you know what I mean? Or we've not won, or we've not shown enough characteristics. So hopefully, look, now off the back of that performance against Man City, we can do something. Flyers is saying Potter was given 200 million of players that he might not have even signed. Exactly. I don't think those were his players. Showing this kind of fight will also help him connect with fans, give something for the fans to stick with and fight for him during the patchy form. Exactly right. Well said. Like, look at all of us now. Off the back of those comments, those quotes, we're all feeling a little bit energized. We're all feeling that, okay, maybe Graham Potter is capable of turning this around. And we like that anger, we like that passion, we like that character. So you're right, it just gives us something to back. Absolutely. Mohammed is saying, Miz, I can see all rival fans are defending Potter like Goldbridge. Are we biased, or they want us to lose? Now, look, I saw that clip from Goldbridge. I don't know if any of you guys have seen that. If you haven't seen that, please check it out in Twitter. There's a really good clip of Mark Goldbridge talking about Chelsea Football Club. Look, there are things, obviously, what he said there is absolutely spot on. But then there are things where I'm like, okay, calm yourself down, Mark Goldbridge. Like, I think certain blame can be taken by Graham Potter. It's not all just the circumstance and injuries and whatnot. I think Graham Potter could have utilized the squad a little bit better. If you guys remember, he was really reluctant to use Hakim Ziyech often enough. Christian Pulisic wasn't getting used often enough, and many other players as well. Chukwuemeka, the youngsters. I think he could have used them a little bit more frequently to help him out through that area. And some of his substitutions, Conor Gallagher, coming in as playing as a pivot player, this, that, the other, it just didn't make sense all the time. So there are things that Graham Potter could improve on as well. But as well, what Mark Goldbridge said in terms of the circumstance, which I've already said, There were difficult circumstances that he's taken over. Anyway, nonetheless, let's now move into the lineup, ladies and gentlemen. For me, I want to win this match, and I feel we should win. And I'm confident. I think we can beat them. Off the back of what I saw a couple of days ago, and thinking hopefully the players can now take that performance to a next level. I think we should start getting excited and hoping that we can win this. I'm not going to go into this match, with an expected loss above my head. I want to truly win this one. Now, goalkeeping position, it's I think going to be Kepa again, because Mendy, I believe, is out for a little while. He just had that surgery, so he's not going to be playing. So I'm going to go with Kepa in goalkeeping position. Look, a lot of people are trying to have a go at Kepa again off the back of that. Look, yeah, he was probably part of the mistake, but I still put some blame on Azpilicueta allowing Grealish so much space to whip in across. And I also blamed Cucurella for not being able to get to the ball before Riyad Mahrez. But I have to say, yes, Kepa was to a certain degree at fault. But I don't understand social media again going after Kepa, which is, look, he's probably been one of our stand-up players throughout this chaotic period that we've had recently. In left back, I'm going with Lewis Hall. I think Lewis Hall has shown good characteristics, and he showed great impact in the game a couple of days ago against Man City. So let's give Cucurella a little bit of a break, and let's see what Lewis Hall is capable of doing in the left back position. Shubra is saying Slolina. No, I don't think so, man. When you've got Kepa there, I think you go with Kepa. There's no need for Slolina at the moment. Now, in regards to Badiashile, ladies and gentlemen, what's the case? Is he going to play? Because he did train and he was apparently playing for Monaco. So is he ready? Is he not ready? Because for me, if he's ready, then I'd play him. Now, whether he starts or not, I don't know. Look, one of them is going to be Chalobah. That's for sure, isn't it? One of them will be Chalobah. I think Thiago Silva needs a break. So potentially we're going to give Thiago Silva a break. I think it might, you know what, maybe it's going to be Koulibaly, isn't it? I think it's going to be Koulibaly. I don't really think it's going to be. We want to take this seriously. Let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen. This isn't some sort of a Mickey Mouse game for us. This is serious. I don't know about you guys. I want to progress as far as I can in the FA Cup. And I'm sick and tired of losing to Manchester City. Like, I'm really sick and tired of losing to them. They keep beating us. They consistently keep beating us. I think last season as well, under Thomas Tuchel, they had 2 victories. Already this season, 2 victories. So it was a couple of seasons ago when we won the Champions League, where we had 3 in a row from Thomas Tuchel against them. But since then, it's all been City, and I'm sick and tired of losing against them. And I feel like this is going to be hopefully the start of a statement victory from Graham Potter, announcing himself that, okay, I'm here, I'm the Chelsea manager, and we're going to start, from here on, winning some games. So I want to take this game seriously. So I'm going with Koulibaly and Chalobah. I don't know the status of Badiashile. That's why I'm keeping him away. I don't think he'll be thrown into the deep end and just start for us. Maybe he could potentially come off the bench. I'm going with 4-3-3. That's the formation I'm going with, unless Graham Potter goes with 3 at the back and he plays Badiashile. I don't know. Maybe he might do that. So going with Aspi, because there is no other option in the right back position. And first week of January is done. We're now entering the second week of January, and we're not linked with a single right back player. So we're gonna stick with Azpilicueta. Shubra is saying Hall, Badiashile, Koulibaly, and Trev. Look, if Trev was really going to be tested out in the right back, he would have been tested out already. I don't think it's happening. If he trained, he's ready. His ready. Only thing is how he meshes. Yeah, that's what I think. I don't know whether he will start. Badiashile will play. I think he will start. Okay, fair enough. FA Cup must win for us this season and should be a priority. Let's go for the win. I'd rather go down swinging than playing timid and another expected loss. Exactly right, man. I'm sick and tired of this expected loss, man. Aspi surely can't play, bro. He looked knackered. I mean, who else are you going to play, though? I don't know whether we have a youth player that's ready to just jump in and start ahead of Azpilicueta. I think it's going to be Azpilicueta. Your lineup and team lineup did not match every time. Well, of course not, Ajay. This is a predicted line. I mean, this is my lineup. This is not even a predicted lineup. So I don't know what you're expecting, Ajay. Do you think I have the team sheet? Like I have Graham Potter's team sheet ready, and I'm just going to showcase that to you. This is my lineup, brother. I don't know what you were expecting, my man. We need to keep it simple. It's 11v11. We've got a chance to move forward after the last showing. Now, 100%. Okay. In the middle, going with Jorginho. Obviously, he didn't play against Man City a couple of days ago. So going with Jorginho. I'm going with Zakaria because he was immense. Um, he was very, very good. He was probably the standout player for us. Along with that, I have to say Kai Havertz, but he probably pipped Kai Havertz at the end. So Zakaria will definitely get another go, and I want him to continue racking up these minutes. I really do, and really get that minutes under his belt because obviously he hasn't played enough. He hasn't played enough, and I liked him. I want to see him keep playing. So yeah. Everyone's laughing. Man thinks you're the coach. Yeah. Ajay just replied back. No, bro. Make sure it's real. Okay, I'm gonna give you the real lineup. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Adnani say the youngsters need to lead the rebuild. About time we move away from the tired and tested Kais and Masons. Nah, I don't think it's about time to move away from Mason and Kai. Like, Kai, look, at the end of this season could potentially move on, but Mason, you know, like you know how old Mason is. Mason's 23. We're acting as if he's like 29, 30 or something. He's 23. Still young. Okay, and here I'm going with Kovacic. So I want a good midfield. Zakaria, Jorginho, Kovacic. I think that's a nice midfield situation going on here. Obviously, Kante is unavailable. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is unavailable. Mason Mount potentially is still injured, so can't really use him there. So I can't think of any other midfielders. These are all that's available to us. So I'm going with this. Now, I am going with Chukwuemeka. Hopefully, I've spelled that correctly. This brother was sensational. This guy was so good, so good. Couple of days ago, along with Zakaria, along with Kai Havertz, he was one of the eye openers for I think the entire fan base. So he almost scored a goal, a very, very big goal in the first half. I wish he did. It would have been unbelievable had he scored that goal. So I'm going with Chukwuemeka. I think he deserves to play this match, and I want to see him in the wings because I actually thought maybe he's a midfielder. In fact, he has been playing midfield all his sort of short career so far. But as I've kept on saying, these kids are young. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, these are youngsters. You can potentially mold them into whoever you want them to be for the time being. And for the time being, it looks like he's got some good quality from the wings. He's got good physical ability. He's got great energy. He's got good ball control. He takes the players on. I like the looks of it. I really do like the look of it. So I'm going to give him an opportunity on the left side. Let's see what you guys are saying. Chuku and Hall left wing. Exactly. Chuku and Kuku, they were cooking it up in that first half. So I'm continuing with that. I think Benoit and Silva will play tonight. Good combo of experience and youth. I would be very surprised if he plays Silva again. Like literally, he played a couple of days ago. I don't want to just burn this guy out. Seth is saying, why J5? Why not, Seth? Why not? We don't have any other midfielders. So I'm going with 3-man midfield so we can control the game. I want to control the game. I want to have full control of this game. And Zakaria is there for defensive cover, but also his ball playing technicality is not bad at all. Kovacic is there to help out Jorginho with the build up. Jorginho obviously with the build up as well. I want ballers. Who else would you use in the midfield? So I'm going with this. Up front, as I said, Chukwuemeka. I know some people would say Omari Hutchinson, but I'm happy for him to come off the bench. I need some experience up front. I'm going with Ziyech. Obviously, Christian Pulisic and Sterling are injured, so we can't rely on them. And I don't want to have Kai Havertz on that side. I definitely don't want to have Conor Gallagher on that side. Potentially, you could see, do you know what? I think it's probably going to be Conor Gallagher over here, isn't it? I think it's going to be Gallagher. Yeah, he's going to get an opportunity to start. So I'm changing the midfield out. Zakaria, Jorginho, Gallagher. Kovacic obviously just played a couple of days ago. So did Zakaria, but Zakaria hasn't played enough. So Gallagher is potentially someone who's going to get a start in this particular match. You know, when he comes off the bench, he looks so erratic, so chaotic. Maybe this time when he starts, plays in a little bit more advanced role. I think it will suit him. It will suit him in this area. He's got some goals in him. Hopefully, I'm going to start him. I think this looks better. Ziyech, I'm giving him a start because I don't want to just have entirely all youth players. I want to take this game seriously, and Omari Hutchinson can come off the bench. So I'm just going to have Omari. Just underneath, so he can come off the bench, of course. And up front, I know Aubameyang was so poor, well, not so poor, but he was poor against Man City a couple of days ago. He was subbed in, then got subbed out. I'm going with Oba. I want to give him. I want to see exactly what he's capable of doing. I know some of you guys are saying Kai Havertz, but to be honest, I don't like Kai Havertz there. I like Kai Havertz just behind him. Havertz had a big game. He really did have a big game a couple of days ago, and I'm okay for him to come off the bench. And obviously, there's a match against Fulham that's going to come up a few days later, where obviously Kai Havertz will start. So I'm going with Aubameyang. I know some of you guys are saying Kai Havertz, but I'll look. It may very well be Kai Havertz from Graham Potter, but I'm going with Aubameyang because. Yeah, or else what's the point? What's the point with having someone like Aubameyang? And he needs to start proving himself at Chelsea Football Club. He really does. He needs to start showcasing that he can win games for us. So once again, as I said, Kai Havertz can definitely come off the bench. Some people are saying Fofana. Why? Why are you saying Fofana? You really think Fofana is just going to come in and just start for us? Like, I don't know how some of you guys think sometimes. Like, you just want to throw names in there. Fofana, like, he's not going to... Yeah, I don't even know if he's trained with Chelsea Football Club as yet. Like, you really expect him to come in an FA Cup game and just start for us? Come on, man. Just think about it a little bit. He could potentially come off the bench. I don't know. I don't even know if he's trained with Chelsea Football Club yet. So I don't think this is going to happen. I would love to play Santos off the start, but I guess Potter will want Oba up too. Santos, brother, Andre Santos, I don't think will be part of the first team to start off with. I think he'll be part of the development team and then slowly progress. Maybe he might even go on a loan first. You have to understand, he played for Vasco da Gama, who were in the second tier in the Brazilian Serie A. Like, you've got the Serie A and you've got Serie B. He wasn't even in Serie A in Brazil. He was in Serie B. Vasco da Gama, I think, just got promotion now. So Andre Santos never played in the top league of Brazil. So we gotta stay patient. We gotta stay patient with these sort of players, man. Is showing that inner dog. Absolutely, man. Fofana to try to see whether he's CFC standard. Nah, too early to just throw him in to see whether he's CFC standard. Come on. Santos hasn't trained. Exactly. Yes, he trained, but not enough, I guess. Fofana was training yesterday. Yeah, one training ain't going to cut it, Jake, man. One training doesn't mean that, okay, yep, you're good enough for the FA Cup start now. It's not going to happen, man. Only thing I'm worried about as Aubameyang is that his body language is off. He won't show the desire. The rest of the team is and drag our mood down. No, you're right. But this is what I want to see. I want to see whether he can change that body language and show us what he's made of. And hopefully he can get us a victory. Enzo should come on a one-game loan for us for this game. It's slightly off topic, but Nkunku signed already. Weren't we going to announce it in Jan window? Yeah, I don't know when the announcement's going to be made, but the word is, Fabrizio Romano is given the here we go. So, it's done and dusted. Santos hasn't trained. Not sure if he's ready to play. Nah, he's not ready to play. Santos, Fofana, all of these players. Maybe Badiashile because he was already playing for Monaco. Maybe Badiashile could be a shout. But Fofana, Santos, like Fofana was playing in Norwegian League. Like, Calm yourself down, ladies and gentlemen. FA Cup against Man City, from Norwegian League to FA. There's a time of adaptation. There's a time of adaptation. Similarly with Santos, second tier Brazilian league, ain't gonna come in and he's probably gonna be part of the development squad first. Really, he's probably gonna be part of the development squad. Okay, this is my lineup, ladies and gentlemen. Kepa in goalkeeping position, Koulibaly, Chalobah, Azpilicueta, Lewis Hall, Jorginho, Zakaria, and Gallagher, Ziyech, Chukwuemeka, Aubameyang. Obviously, Omari Hutchinson will come off the bench, and potentially Kai Havertz as well. I'll just have here Havertz. So these players will come off the bench. We'll see what else happens if there are other youngsters that get opportunities today. But I'm going with that lineup, ladies and gentlemen, and I am going for the win. I am going for 2-1 Chelsea victory. 2-1 Chelsea victory. Hopefully goals from Hakim Ziyech and Aubameyang. That would be very, very sweet. So let's see what happens. Let's take some of your final comments before we wrap things up, ladies and gentlemen. Before we wrap things up, smash the like button. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe. So let's get those likes up. And if you're new here, subscribe. We want to go to 20,000 subscribers. Okay, Miz, yeah, I get what you mean now, mate. He could come off the bench, Miz. Yeah, perhaps, maybe. Santos has recently got 18. How you guys want him to play? Cassidy, maybe not Santos and Fofana. Yeah, maybe Cassidy, because he's now been part of the development team, and he's, I think, been training with the first team as well for a little while. So maybe he could potentially get some minutes off the bench. But we'll see. Chelsea fans always want the shiny new toy, nothing new. Some of these young players, I wouldn't even completely consider them as shiny new toys. Like, they need to be shined up a little bit more. We spent 200 million on Santos. We spent 20 million on Santos. That's a lot to put in a development squad, but I get your point. My man, we spent a lot on a lot of these, young players. Like, I'm pretty certain Cassidy was about 12, 15 million as well. I'm pretty sure Chukwuemeka, I don't know whether he was always, maybe he was, but Omari Hutchinson, how much was Omari Hutchinson? I think he was fair bit of money as well. Yeah, like Andre Santos, I don't know if it's 20 million, my man. I think it was about 12 million. I think it's about 12 million. I don't know if it was 20 million. Pretty certain it wasn't 20 million. We will win. I've got this feeling. Going with 2-1 victory. I'm going with 2-1 victory for sure. Don't lose faith. We have a lot to play for still. Yeah, of course we have a lot to play for, but I want to win this match in FA Cup and go as far as possible. Will there be a watch along? 100%, Ramzan. There will be a watch along. Make sure you guys are all there for the watch along. We'll definitely have a watch along, and there'll be a few people with me in the particular watch along as well. Let's not forget the City squad depth. As much as I love to win, I think we will lose again tonight. I hope we win, man. I hope we win. I'll be honest. I'll be a little bit annoyed if we don't win. I honestly will be a little bit annoyed if we don't win. So it's time Graham Potter starts getting these victories against some of these bigger teams. Miz, off topic, but thoughts on Banasar 50 million release clause after he signed a new contract. Would you go for him at that price? Would I go for him? Of course I would go for him. I think he's a fantastic player, but it's not realistic anymore, man. He just signed a new contract. So I don't think anyone's going to trigger that 50 million release clause. So no point in talking about it. Is there anything about RB we need it so bad? Maybe we should discuss Dumfries or Frimpong. I mean, these names have been thrown around, but there's no solid links. That's the thing. There's no solid links. Okay, Amari was a free agent. All right, fair enough. Amari was free. But what I'm trying to say is that, firstly, I don't think Andre Santos was 20 million. I think it was about 12 million, the reports that I'm seeing. But some of these players that we're buying, young players, we're buying them for quite a lot of money, but I think they're still going to start from development team and then slowly progress on. It might not be the case with David Datra Fofana, but I think Andre Santos potentially, because I don't he hasn't had that much experience at all. So yeah, been watching the VODs daily for a while now, and finally be able to join the live stream. Keep up the content, Miz. Thank you so much, Mike. All right, we're going to wrap things up, ladies and gentlemen. Miz, we need to play Gabriel Slolina today. No, I don't think we do need to play him. I'll stick with Kepa. I'm going to stick with Kepa. I think Kepa deserves to keep on playing. And I want a strong lineup. I really do want a strong lineup. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, 2-1 is my score prediction. Smash the like button before you go, and if you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I shall see you guys for the watch along 5 minutes before the lineup drops. So about an hour and 5 minutes before the lineup drops, I shall see you guys. Until next time, everyone, take care. See ya.